Hey everybody, welcome back to GNL Productions Guys Night Laboratory, and it's time for our 5-minute movie reviews, and now it's time for summer blockbusters. So I'm going to be reviewing some of the movies I've seen in the last couple weeks. It's like June now, so yeah, the summer blockbusters or summer movies are out here. So today we're going to be talking about the movie I saw, BrightBurn. It's by James Gunn, and it's pretty much a movie about, I guess you could say, evil Superman. So anyways, if you haven't seen this movie, there will be spoilers. So let me give you the spoiler-free version first. I already mentioned it. It's just pretty much evil Superman. So, yeah. So that's your spoiler-free BrightBurn review. Okay, now here we go. 3, 2, 1. This is the spoiler review. All right, here we go. So anyways, BrightBurn is pretty much, if you know the story of Superman, Clark Kent, you know, he's from Krypton. He gets picked up by a couple that live on the farm, etc., etc., etc. So he grows up to be Superman. So then BrightBurn kind of gives you that twist on, like, what if Superman was evil? And it gives this idea of, like, okay, maybe Superman is a bad guy, Superman, blah, blah, blah. But this isn't Superman, this is BrightBurn. So anyways, the story follows this kid who has these superpowers, and he doesn't actually know he has these superpowers until his, like, 12th birthday. So the whole thing with this movie, and I'm just gonna bounce around here because we're gonna be really short here, is that the movie in itself was okay. Like, I like the idea in itself. It was kind of like, okay, what if you have superpowers but you don't use them for good instead of use them for bad? And they kind of mentioned that in the movie, like, oh, like, you could use this for good, you could use this for bad, and he kind of uses it for bad eventually. I guess the thing that I don't get is, like, you see this kind of like montage in the beginning of the movie, and the kid who has the superpowers, he comes from a loving family. Elizabeth Bank is the mom, and Roy from The Office is the dad. And the kid, I haven't really seen him much, but he has his 12th birthday, doesn't know he has superpowers, and then all of a sudden the spaceship that he came in as a baby starts, like, glowing red and starts glowing. And I don't know if he gets possessed or the ship, it doesn't really explain, but I don't know if he gets possessed or the ship, like, controls him or who knows what. But he starts to kind of turn evil or bad. And I guess the issue I had with this movie was that you see a montage of the family loving him, the family raising him from, like, a baby all the way to a 12-year-old. And he's fun-loving, he's respectful, he's nice, he's sweet. And then he figures out he has these superpowers, and then he starts using them for evil. So it's like he's disrespecting his parents, and he's doing all these other things, anythings. So one of the first things that happens is he kind of starts, like, spying on the girl he likes. And so the girl tells the mom, and then the mom reports it. The kid kind of breaks the girl's arm in school, whether it was intentional or not. I think it was more intentional, like he did it on purpose. He has a crush on her, so I don't know. But he breaks her arm, and then the mom gets mad, and now he's got a vendetta against the mom. So instead of, like, I don't know, maybe not doing anything or scaring the mom, he ends up killing her with his superpowers. So then after that, he goes back, and then there's just a lot of death, So he kills his uncle. I think it's his dad's brother. He kills his dad, and he kills his mom. The only one that gets got away, or the one that gets away scot-free, is his aunt. Then he kills, like, a cop and a deputy and so on. So there's a lot of death in this thing. I guess the issue I had with this is that it's showing him grow up, and he has, like, a loving father and mother, and then, like, all that just goes out the window in a matter of, like, days or, like, a week or two. Like, none of that mattered. So that's what, like, I had an issue. Like, was he possessed, or was he, like, being controlled by the ship? Because if he is, like, I mean, he's not human, obviously, but if he was, like, nurtured and he loved his parents and they kind of gave him the aspect that he was somewhat humanistic, and then he all of a sudden knows he has these powers, and then he kills his uncle because his uncle found out he had powers or something. It wasn't that. It was to be honest, there was no real necessity for him to kill his uncle. He just did it because he wanted to. Later in the movie, his dad, like I said, there are a lot of spoilers here. So later in the movie, his dad takes him hunting and tries to kill him with a rifle. Big mistake. And then he, loses his laser sights and, like, kills his dad. the mom tries to kill him because he's going on this rampage, and then he ends up murdering his mom by taking her all the way to that sky and then dropping her. He just like rocks these police officers, sheriff, deputies, whatever. I mean, just pure evil. There's no superhero. There's no nothing. Which I kind of was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Like if this kid is, if he's a good kid in a good home, like the family loves him, they've shown him nothing but love, and then he finds out he has these powers, and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna be evil. I mean, I can't buy that in the sense of like, okay, maybe if you found powers and you knew you were like superhuman or whatever, I don't think someone would just use that for evil, like 100% right off the bat. I think if a person was, nature versus nurture or whatever. But like I said, he had these ideas where he had a good home, he had loving parents, and everything was great until that glowing red ship was kind of possessing him. So I think it was more like a possession than kind of like it was him. So I think after that ship kind of started up, I don't think it was really technically their son anymore. It was just like a possession of who their son was. But anyways, BrightBurn, it's entertaining. I mean, the trailers kind of tell you what the movie's about. I kind of figured out how the movie was going to go, and there really was no surprises. I kind of spoiled it for you, but I gave you that warning earlier. So entertaining, but definitely, like I said, it's just there's not much to it. So definitely, BrightBurn is a movie that I would give, I guess, if you out of 5 stars, maybe like 2.5, maybe 3. Like I said, it was entertaining, but it just didn't really add up to me a lot. So anyways, so that's my review on BrightBurn, and I'll be back and give you a review on Aladdin. Yes, I saw Aladdin. So, all right, thank you.